Eagle Communications is a leader in advertising. We can put your business in front of thousands of customers during the most watched shows, including local and national sports. Let our employee owners target customers with affordable advertising on over 40 popular TV networks and online with Facebook, Google, and YouTube. From crafting your message to video production, let our team help your business grow. Call today, 785-628-0467. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
I'm DJ Dan. I'm the Corporate Production Director for the Radio Division for Eagle Communications. I'm also the Operations Manager for the Manhattan property. I take care of the day-to-day operations in the Manhattan property. I also take care of all my production, take care of any scheduling, and any promotion or events. There's two things I really enjoy about my job. One is hearing our clients have success stories. The other is when I have a listener go absolutely ballistic because I've made their day. When I hear them and the excitement in their voice, that really keeps me coming back every day.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Welcome again to our Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. We're in the studios now with our producer and editor, Brandon Cooley, and joining us today from Fort Hays State University in the Department of Chemistry. Students from two different countries worked on an energy research project with Dr. Arvin Cruz, Associate Professor of Chemistry, putting in many hours in a week's time to formulate the data on this energy project. And this is our Community Connection with Dr. Arvin Cruz, Associate Professor of Chemistry, now 5 years into the work at Fort Hays State University, Dr.
Yes.
Cruz. Mm-hmm. All right, let's begin with the basics here. Explain this project to us.
Well, my research interest involves fabrication of photovoltaics. Basically, we're making materials and synthesizing materials that are quantum dots, meaning very, very small particles. And they're basically inorganic based. And students get a chance to get involved in how to create that light-absorbing species that can be attached into a semiconductor to enhance solar to electrical energy conversion. And that's just one aspect of the research. The other side of that, I'm also involved with alternative sources of energy, and we're working on converting avocado parts into biodiesel, and that's the other aspect. So it's everything about alternative sources of energy.
And alternative meaning that you're able to use things that aren't normally or typically used for energy production then.
Yes, and basically it's more alternative to petroleum.
Trying to move
products.
away from fossil fuels to renewable sources?
Yes.
And part of that is to produce electricity.
Yes.
While on the other side, you're producing a biofuel.
Yes.
So there are two different components you're going at here.
Exactly. Basically more safe and greener path to alternative source of energy.
And the reason for this is what?
Well, we want to cultivate and enhance our knowledge about the different, we can take advantage of the different, for example, agricultural products. For example, the biodiesel research project that we did, it was started by a graduate student, and she's from Nigeria, and the major raw product in Nigeria was avocado. And then for her personal interest, she started working with avocado and say, hey, how can we convert this into some kind of useful material other than edible product? And then that's where we come up with this. Maybe we could convert it into alternative source of energy, and then that came up. It led to the biodiesel production.
So then you can reduce the use of fossil fuels. You can improve the environment because of the reduction in CO2, the pollutant from fossil fuels, and yet utilize the products that are readily available in countries that might not have access to fossil fuels or be able to afford them even.
Exactly. And then our goal here is also not to totally eliminate petroleum. These are more alternative because in some areas, petroleum products are very difficult to obtain, you know. So you might have some local products that are abundant and you might be able to utilize those things. In a lot of tropical areas, avocado is very much available. And unfortunately, a lot of developing countries fall into that area where access to petroleum products are not readily available and shipped to. So this is where these alternative sources comes in. Yeah.
And those alternative sources are able to produce electricity, for
Yes,
example,
locally.
and not have to worry about a large grid
Yes.
or other infrastructure that might be necessary for more developed countries.
Exactly. So those are more the advantages of doing so.
You have two CAM students who are involved in this, Amelia Richter from Dodge City, Danica Costner from Kingman. They're in their second year of attending CAMS, the Kansas Association of Math and Science at Fort Hays State University, which was the premier program in the state of Kansas, as you're well familiar now with this. How did they become involved in this?
Well, obviously there are CAM students, and basically for the knowledge of our viewers, there are high school students taking college credit courses. They started with chemistry, and then they were very passionate about doing some research in chemistry. So I was tapped by Dr. Roger Schifrick and said that, hey, I have two students, in fact 4 now. We also have Miss Ali Richter and Carmen, Marisa Carmen. So these 4 students were highly interested in doing research in chemistry, and I said, will they be interested in doing photovoltaic type of research, which is the solar to electrical energy? And they were, wow, we've never done something like that, but I know that we can do it. So they got involved, and with this 1-week camp during the summer, they got more excited. In fact, they enrolled with research credits this semester and then wanted to continue more next semester. So that's how pretty much got involved.
And they're actually on campus.
Yes, they're on campus.
They're living the life of a college student
Yes.
as juniors and seniors in high school, basically.
Yes.
This program then, talk about, if you would, Dr. Cruz, the benefits that these young people are going to derive from this kind of a program, CAMS itself, and the research involved.
Well, first of all, the main I guess advantage to the students is that research hands-on experience and exposure to the techniques in chemistry. A lot of times you learn chemistry theoretically, but when you're actually doing the lab, you learn more about the techniques on how to do things. It encouraged them to actually become more analytical in their approach. It also encouraged them to network. So for example, in this particular case, CAMS even extended to what we call International Academy of Math and Sciences. And this is where our collaboration in Korea becomes involved here. So basically the students are not just exposed to the current trends in research and the current techniques in research, particularly in the field that I'm in, which is solar energy, but it also extends their network and start meeting people professionally. In fact, by participating in this program, they now became member actually last week of the American Chemical Society. And that opens doors for their network at this early stage in life.
As students?
As high school students.
Wow.
And then hopefully, I'll be talking about them attending the presentation, which they will be presenting as primary authors for these projects in 2 professional meetings. One in Lawrence, Kansas for the Midwest Regional Meeting of the American Chemical Society. The other one is in the Rocky Mount Regional Meeting in Colorado. It's back-to-back meeting this October, and they'll be meeting more professionals, not just from the state of Kansas and state of Colorado, but all over the United States and even the world. And not only that, American Chemical Society is actually the largest professional organization for chemists, professionals. So technically, they'll be exposed to these kinds of people, and it opens doors, opportunity for careers, even pursuing graduate school, earning their PhD just like me, and hopefully I'm cultivating seeds here and planting seeds for them to become professors.
Not only are they attending and networking, they're actually presenting at these international conferences.
Yes.
That's got to be pretty high tech for students, I would think, Dr. Cruz.
And having their first international collaboration with Korea, which we're doing some exchanges, that's even an additional benefit for these students.
Talk about that in just a minute. Tell me what the goals of the project are.
Okay, well, at least on my end, which is what I can do in the laboratory, in my control, is to fabricate a photovoltaic cell that's original, that is unique, that is the first time that we made it. So that's our kind of main goal, and hopefully sell it to the market, get a patent for it, and then and basically pursue and try to develop. And as far as the science is concerned, what we're trying to improve right now, that's why we're discovering different kinds of alternative materials, is to enhance that efficiency, to improve the efficiency of solar energy conversion. As you mentioned earlier, the popular sources are petroleum products. But with new materials like what we're hoping we could do, the efficiency is relatively low. It's still low, so we want to improve that and to make it a better alternative source of electrical energy.
Well, it's kind of like, isn't it the same scenario as wind efficiency? Because wind generators have become so much more efficient. Solar collectors have become so much more efficient. And now with the photovoltaic, they will eventually, through your work and research from these young people, become more efficient.
Yes.
And this will then translate to better use of renewable resources, right?
Yes.
Tell me about
You got it.
Tell me about how you mentioned how your guidance of the students takes place. The students in South Korea. Now, I wanted to mention, thanks to University Relations for telling us about this. This project works in conjunction with Daejeon School, which is a school in South Korea, and you're also working on that as the biofuel. But there's also another part of this as well with Sim Woo Bae.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Okay. Simwoo is one of the students who came in for the summer camp through the CAMS program at Fort Hays State University this summer, 2017. Apparently, through this research project that we did in collaboration with CAMS office, he became really more interested in pursuing environmental chemistry. That's because he was very much vested into the biodiesel project, which is the avocado, extraction of oil from avocado and converting it into biodiesel. So as far as supervision of that Korean student in South Korea, we normally communicate, and he's working with an actual teacher from South Korea, and then through my guidance, thanks to the electronic age and the emailing, he was able to kind of pursue more of that in South Korea. In fact, he's looking at other agricultural products in South Korea. For example, like cherry blossoms and stuff like that, and even see
things are readily available in South Korea's environment.
Yes, because apparently avocado is not common there. So now they're looking into what's in our environment, and that's basically what he's even pursuing. And in fact, he has got interest now in pursuing grad school. He's looking he's asking me, actually consulting me on which schools to go to if in case he wants to pursue college in that particular career, and even the idea of considering graduate school. So
amazing. And all of this possible with the modern technology of email, Skype, and all of the other interconnectivity that takes place worldwide, basically.
Yes, and in fact, he even contacts me just to say hi and hello. In fact, he was kind of worried if we're affected by that hurricane from Florida. And I said, we're pretty much away from it, so I'm pretty good, but thanks for letting me know.
And in layman's terms, converting the chemicals extracted from the seed and the meat of an avocado into a biofuel.
Yes.
Your interest, as you mentioned, is in solar conversion. Tell me what you see as the future of solar.
Okay, so it's a very interesting question, actually. So right now I'm going to talk about the science, okay? Maybe I'm going to gear away from other aspects. But as far as the science is concerned, I can see a lot of potential in the field of solar energy, simply because as a scientist, we haven't fully explored what's available around us. Sometimes we get tuned into what's readily available, what's kind of widely available, what's known actually to a lot of people, such as the petroleum aspect. So as far as a scientist and as an innovator, I try to explore something that no one really pays attention to, and then from there, get that excitement of, what can I do with this and how can I gear it towards something more useful to the world? So as far as the intellectual merit, which is the actual science, I can see a very high potential about availability and then also making energy more accessible to everyone. As far as the broader impact, my hope here is that people will gain knowledge from this, and hopefully I get to inspire my collaborators out there to help me out, even pursue this career, and then hopefully the general public will benefit from these sources.
And when you bring these young people into the fold, they can possibly develop some of these things that scientists look for as innovation,
Yes.
rather than just taking, well, this is what we have, or this is the way it's always been done.
Yeah.
Let's think outside
Outside the box.
as they say.
And in fact, I'm hoping these high school students will pursue this, because someday I will pass out, so they will be the one to pursue this and continue this.
Well, speaking of that, how'd you find your way to Fort Hays State?
Okay, through network. So this is the message that I'm trying to, I'm always telling the students. I was a graduate student at Wichita State University, and then there was a former professor at Fort Hays State University, Dr. Tom Weezy, who did a REU and summer research project in Wichita State. At that time, I was actually, I got an appointment at Pittsburgh State University, but I was looking for another job because I was teaching organic chemistry, which is kind of odd because it was not my expertise.
Outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
Right.
So I said, like, I'm looking for another academic position that's more devoted to physical and inorganic chemistry. And then he recommended me, and I got accepted and awarded here. So
And now it's been 5 years.
5 years. So can't believe it.
We hope for good things from you and your CAM students in those research projects. Associate Professor of Chemistry at Manic Hall on the campus of Fort Hays State University, Dr. Arvin Cruz, our Community Connection.
My name is Jeremy Burkholder, and I manage the Network Operations Center at Eagle Communications. My job at the Network Operations Center is ensuring that we've got the right members of the Eagle team involved in supporting our customers, resolving their issues, and making sure we meet their needs long term. Service to me is understanding my customers' needs and ensuring that we're meeting them, as well as ensuring they have a reliable product on a day-to-day basis. The favorite part of my job is when I get the opportunity to work with the great team we have at Eagle to exceed the customer's expectations and showing them what an employee-owned company can do.
Eagle Communications is your complete business solution with options to fit any budget. We provide business class phone with customizable features and fast, reliable internet. Your knowledgeable team at Technology Solutions has a broad base of IT services to meet your needs. Let the experts at Marketing Solutions get your message to the right people on the best platforms. Eagle Communications will build your personalized business plan. Call us at 877-61-EAGLE.